Ink.
The Labyrinth reaction.
Attention, everyone. The mandate of the yet-to-be-impeached head of Cultural Remembrance Studies requires everyone who can hear this to stand for the reading of the Anthem of the Bugs. If you cannot hear this, please relocate yourself into a position that can hear this announcement. The Department for the Defining of Bodily Positioning would like to remind you that to be considered standing, 40% or more of your limbs need to be self-supporting. At this time, please stand at your desks and continue working through the traditional 15 to 30 seconds of silence and remember. The following is a celebration of the now extinct bugs from our home world, not a break. Happiness is productivity.
What is cultural remembrance studies?
Basically, it's why our job exists.
So that soon-to-be-impeached something or other is our boss?
Well, if we look at this chart we had to hang up as per a new company standard I don't want to explain and you don't want to learn about, you report directly to me, and I report directly to a person who's been legally dead for 14 years.
But who do they report to?
I've never met them. Honestly, one of my better relationships.
But who?
I don't know if they were religious, so I don't want to answer that question.
Well, it's sad to hear that someone who might have been responsible for someone who we might have to report to someday is getting impeached.
It's not that sad.
They're getting fired. That sucks.
They're getting impeached. They got to have their fun, and now, as a final act of whatever agenda we exist under, we have to listen to a song celebrating all the bugs on our homeworld that died because of the way our species exists in the universe.
Wow. Bitter.
I've heard the song before, and it's bad.
We are now obligated to present the Anthem of the Bugs.
Oh, glory to the bugs, glory to their strange and many eyes, glory to the buzzing they produce, glory to the legs they get to keep. I wish I got to keep my legs the way the bugs get to keep theirs. Glory to their green and blue blood, which will poison us if we drink it. I wish that my blood would poison my caretakers, who drink my blood for their health. But I take comfort in the fact that I will one day drink my children's blood, and it will be good for my health, and I hope that it does not poison me.
The now impeached head of Cultural Remembrance Studies would like to remind you that bugs no longer exist on our home world, and we no longer have to fear their poisonous blood. Productivity is happiness.
Stop listening to those.
You haven't?
It's actually so easy to listen to them when you're looking for any kind of distraction. I think it's because they're loud, and that is the aural equivalent to shiny.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm glad you took the time today to appreciate the bugs.
Should we put that one in the folder?
The Anthem of the Bugs?
Yeah, it was extraneous. And it was definitely extraneous. That's half of the things it needs to be.
It also feels like cheating.
How?
It's from our planet.
They can't be from our planet?
I don't think so. I don't know why I'm thinking so much about this. The Anthem of the Bugs put us behind schedule.
Do we only add stories from places we've incorporated?
That's all the stories we find. Also, maybe more importantly, the Anthem of the Bugs isn't interesting. That's just a thing we did on accident before either of us were born.
It just feels like I should write it down somewhere.
They didn't teach you it in school?
Maybe. My schooling was usually weird and often ineffective.
Yeah, I know.
How do you know that? Also, how often do planets regress back into incorporation territory? Does it happen a lot or only sometimes? Answer those in whatever order you want.
The way you phrased that entire sentence is exactly how I know what school was like for you.
Okay, so it looks like we're answering the questions in the order I asked them.
Yeah, obviously.
Classic Bethany.
I'm not engaging with this.
Classic Bethany. Next, you're going to tell me how often planets regress.
I was going to do that, but now I don't want to.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen next. I'm going to say an answer that I know is wrong, and then you're going to correct me because that's honestly most of what you do.
Oh my goodness!
It happens to every single planet we have ever incorporated.
Jonas, once I get my medicine sorted out, I'm going to have all sorts of rebuttals and responses to this.
I never knew your medical uncertainty could be so fun for me.
Did you know chess has been invented independently by 4% of civilizations? Once I figure out these pills, it's going to get invented here too.
Crazy how every civilization that has invented chess also regresses to the point where we eat them for their basic resources.
It doesn't happen to every civilization.
Just most?
Not most.
Just a few?
Well,
Well,
it happens. It's like a big accident. You don't expect it, it may catch you off guard, but it would be weird if no one ever had a big accident.
Okay. So, is it interesting when it happens?
Just by the nature of it happening? No.
But it happened with the Infinite Blade Dance?
Yeah, but the interesting thing wasn't the slide back. The interesting thing was how the slide back happened. Usually, people just kind of mess up generally. Sometimes it's just bad luck. It needs to be more specific than that.
Okay, so slide back by itself is not interesting.
Jonas, I know you well enough to know this is not a professional curiosity, or in your case, an unprofessional one. What is going on here?
I'm just trying to figure something out.
That's not an answer.
You know that one planet?
Seriously?
It had the thing on it.
Jonas.
It was a big thing. It was the blue planet with the green land masses, and then the one big brownish grayish one. The grayish brown thing was the thing.
What are you talking about?
That was a slide back planet.
Yeah, so?
So, is that interesting?
Jonas, I know I gave you that planet to do on your own. I know that's a lot of stress. You're ready for it, despite your best efforts. Also, there's a lot of doodling for all the paperwork from that planet, and I do not want to do it.
Okay, but I don't know if it's folder material.
Probably not.
Yeah, you're right.
This is new. You're thinking about it.
I've just been doing so much organization for the folder, and I really don't want to add to the cruft of it, you know?
Huh. Okay. Personal development. Let's explore this more.
It's a societal collapse.
It has to be.
It does?
It can't be a slide back without it.
What about when a meteor hits?
That's still a collapse. It doesn't really matter what causes the collapse, it just matters that society collapsed. Meteors, plagues, wars, elections, you name it. It's still a collapse.
What about marketing?
It counts, and also what?
Like, say there's a really popular restaurant.
Okay.
And it's everywhere.
Yeah. It's popular.
And it gives everyone food poisoning and they die.
Everyone?
Not vegetarians.
Oh, of course.
That's a collapse?
Yeah, that's a collapse.
And that happens a lot?
Collapses happen all the time. Sometimes it's a slide back, usually not. You see, there's a very small window where a slide back happens. If the society never broke past that barrier, they can collapse all they want and it won't make a difference in the world. If they broke past the barrier, a collapse might not even do them in. There's only a few thousand years where a slide back can actually happen at all. Collapses are common. Slide backs only happen sometimes.
Depressing.
Try living through one.
You lived through a collapse?
Constantly.
Okay, let's focus. We're talking about me now.
Yeah, the vegetarians survived.
And you know, vegetarians, they usually have vegetarian friends. And some of them even know how to garden. It's really idyllic for a while there, if you like salad.
I can't eat salad on these new meds.
At all?
Yeah. Somehow, no salad.
Why?
I don't know, Jonas. Nobody knows. I can have all the ingredients individually, but put them together insteadly. I just do what it says in the bottle.
Anyways, everything was great, and then in a handful of generations, the splinters of the old society reformed into a new civilization.
Dedicated to the vegetarian lifestyle.
No. Everything was great, so the rebels had to find something to rebel against. And honestly, nobody really cared all that much. Lots of vegetarians, lots of meat eaters, hanging out in the ruins of an actually really advanced civilization. The people that are left are just people. Some of them know how electricity and plumbing works, most of them don't, which is a shame.
Do you know how those things work?
I know how to use them.
That's not the same thing, Jonas.
I could probably figure it out if I had to.
That's also not the same thing, Jonas.
Listen, plumbing and electricity are basically the same thing. Plumbing just has thicker wires.
Do you mean pipes?
Yes, that's the only difference. If all the electricity and plumbing goes out, I only have to learn one thing. You know what they say? When you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Jonas, we're on a ship. If the electricity goes out, we just die.
Not if I'm around, Bethany.
It's not fair, actually, that I have to worry about you and you don't have to worry about me.
Oh, Bethany, I'm worried about you.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Anyways, these little splinter cultures grew up in the ruins of this advanced world completely cut off from one another. Eventually, all the people born before the collapse die, and then all the people who knew them die too. Nobody remembers the Great Poisoning themselves. Nobody knows anybody who remembers it. Nobody knows anyone who was there. You get it, right, Bethany?
Why are you worried about me? What is there to worry about?
This, for starters. Now, it's my turn again.
What does that mean?
The point is, nobody remembers who built all of these ruins. Nobody knows what all these thick wires are for. All the language has changed. All that's left is the knowledge that something killed most of the people on the planet. These questions, these mysteries, drive the splintered people of this world to a single spot.
The Labyrinth!
Listen, there is no reason to worry about me. I'm fine.
Wait, were you listening?
Just tell me you're not worried about me.
That was like a killer hook.
You can't worry about me. I have it all together, and you're you. So there's only one person here to worry about.
You are sweating a lot right now.
I'm not, actually.
Yeah, okay, you're not sweating.
Yeah, I'm not.
There's not sweat anywhere on you.
That's right. No sweat.
Right. Okay. I can't actually say I'm not worried about you right now, though, because of everything that is definitely not leaking out of your pores.
It's a normal reaction to stimuli. Jonas, it's your turn, right now.
The Labyrinth! It just doesn't land if I have to do it again.
Take your turn, Jonas! Please don't cry.
I won't. I'm sorry. You scared me.
It's okay. I'm sorry I'm sweating.
It's okay. It's the yelling part that was scary.
Okay? I'm sorry about that then. Just keep telling me about the labyrinth.
Okay.
Do you remember the big grayish-brown island?
Yeah?
So, the whole continent was one big labyrinth. And the thing that finally bridged the gap between all these isolated cultures was the drive to discover what lies at the center of it. Maybe they thought the key to what happened to their lost world lay at the center of the labyrinth.
It was probably a maze.
What?
It probably wasn't a labyrinth. It was probably a maze.
What's the difference?
A maze has a bunch of different pathways and dead ends. A labyrinth doesn't. It just has one path.
No. Okay. So, it was a maze, then. Labyrinth sounds cooler, but I guess it was a maze all along.
Yeah. The difference matters a lot to me.
Okay, then fine, it was a maze.
It seems like this is really throwing you off.
It's my turn again!
It wasn't even my turn yet.
You're skipping your turn!
There isn't a hole on you that isn't leaking right now.
Same for you, but yours is sweat.
I thought we had agreed that the sweating wasn't happening.
We did, but not anymore. Now we're both as wet as we can be, and it's all your fault.
Do you need to take a break?
Why would I?
If I say it, you'll yell at me.
Say what, Jonas?
You're melting.
But that's the thing. I'm not.
No, Bethany, you're actually melting, and I'm scared in the worried way, not in the frightened way.
What a strange way to use words, Jonas. Personally, I disagree.
Do you need to use the waste removal station or something?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
It's still your turn, Jonas. Go ahead and continue taking your turn.
Okay. But if I win, you need to check if you have any allergies to this new medication.
Oh, this is a game?
Yes, obviously. Anyway, for hundreds of years, the people of this planet, its second civilization, dedicated their society to the study of this lone phenomenon from the old world. Then, finally, after generations of fruitless effort, someone makes it. You're supposed to say, and?
Why?
Because I'm trying to build suspense.
Is it working?
I hope so. Why do you sound like that?
I don't. But if I did, it might be the sound of someone drowning in their own lungs.
Okay. Just don't stain the floor anymore, okay?
I don't know how that would happen, given that I am a solid.
Right. It was a coupon for a free year of food from the restaurant that killed everybody.
That's it?
Yep. Then they mostly had wars after that, then we incorporated them. I don't know if it goes in the folder or not.
You decide. For what it's worth, I like it.
But is it folder material? Civilizations collapse all the time. It seems like that's just what they do.
Do you want to know a secret?
Sure.
Back when I was really into the swing of it, I would just add stuff to the folder anytime it made me feel something. Did this one make you feel something?
Yeah.
Then you decide.
I'll add it.
Good choice. Now put me in. Stand by the buckets and take me to the bed, baby. I'm a mess.
The Labyrinth reaction was written, produced, and edited by Monte D. Monteleagre and Alexander Wolfe. Allyson Levine voices the character of Bethany. Raimy O. Washington voices the character of Jonas. Ellis MacMillan is the Robo-Archivist. And as always, I'm Leah Cardenas, and I read the ship announcements, as well as the credits. The creators are once again telling me to tell you to tell your friends about the show that the creators are telling me to tell you to talk about. So do that, please. Or the next call to action will be even longer. If you are not moved by the creators telling me to tell you to tell your friends about us, then please leave a rating or a review for Monty and Alex to stare at for hours. Or follow us on your favorite platform. We appreciate any and all support for our little show. Find us online at inkthepodcast.buzzsprout.com for links to all our social media, or connect with us directly at inkthepodcast. That's at INC the podcast. Ink is a production of Wolf Mountain Workshop.